Now, Sudat Chandrasekhara, secretary to Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is wanted on suspicion of involvement in the recent attack in Mathura, on a procession calling on Wickremesinghe to step down from the UNP leadership, has not yet been arrested.
Court recently ordered the arrest of Sudat Chandrasekhara in connection with the attack on a procession in Mathura. However, the police say that he has not been arrested as yet.
Sudat Chandrasekhara, Ranil Wickremesinghe Mahatmage.
Sudat Chandrasekhara, who is Ranil Wickremesinghe's media advisor, is yet to be arrested. My father and people who were beaten up have been arrested by the police and placed in remand custody. People like Sudat Chandrasekhara and Kitsari Kahtapitiya are in hiding and are clearly evading the police. They are either doing this with the support of the police or they are evading the police, and we are disappointed to say that the police are yet to take them into custody.
Colin Powell is an American statesman and a retired four-star general of the United States Army.
He was the 65th United States Secretary of State, serving under US President George W. Bush from 2001 to 2005.
Yes, and on tonight's Words of Wisdom, we take a look at the words of Colin Powell on leadership.
Leadership is solving problems. The day soldiers stop bringing you their problems is the day you have stopped leading them. They have either lost confidence that you can help or concluded you do not care. Either case is a failure of leadership. Colin Powell, American statesman.
A Bureau member of the JVP, Vasanta Samarasinghe, made the following comment at an event in Lankapura, Aralagambila yesterday.
They don't increase wages, but they want to build casinos. On the 24th, a bill will be brought into Parliament. A 300-room hotel is to be built in Colombo, which also includes a gambling centre. Casinos do not come alone. Gambling has been given to another two big enterprises in Sri Lanka. Licenses have been given to two big enterprises to build casinos with clubs. On the 24th, the bill will be brought into Parliament to make those permits legal. Those who are elected through the ballot will pass this in Parliament. When those in Colombo go to these casinos and gamble, they eventually lose their pay. Casinos are not a lone business, it's a global racket. Prostitution and drugs accompany casinos. It is with this that the underworld grows. Think about it. After 2006, has the government established a factory where 500 workers can be employed? No.
Up next is the newspaper cartoon of the day. Madushka, the Commonwealth Rally has been touring several parts of the island, and the rally commenced day 18 of its journey from Nuwara and reached Avisavilla today.
Yes, that's right, Inoshi. As you know, the Commonwealth Rally is a joint initiative by MTV and NBC Networks, Sri Lanka Youth and the Ministry of Mass Media and Information, organised ahead of the upcoming 2013 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting to be held in Colombo.
The Commonwealth Rally commenced day 18 of its journey from the heart of the scenic Nuwara town. A ceremony took place this morning under the auspices of Minister of Private Transport Services C.V. Ratnayaka, and was also attended by the District Secretary of Nuwara DPG Kumarasiri, and the Press Attaché to the Pakistan High Commission in Colombo, Mohammad Daud Ehtisham. I wish to convey my thank you to the chairman and the staff of the MTV NBC Networks, which is considered as an institution that comes up with new initiatives. We have received an opportunity to rise as Sri Lankans. That is why it says, our time is now. The press attaché of the Pakistan High Commission to Sri Lanka, Mohammad Dawood Ehtisham, hoisted the national flag of Pakistan at the centre of the main flag float.
It gives me immense pleasure to be in the company of all those people today. It was indeed an honor for me to hoist the flag of Pakistan at the Commonwealth Rally. I would like to conclude by thanking the management of News First and the people of Sri Lanka for providing me.
Subsequently, the rally set off towards Avisawella. It is important to make the people aware of the countries. It has become a mandatory task. We need to welcome the world leaders who will arrive in the country. It will be an act of respect for those countries. I convey my appreciation to MTV MBC.
News First visin ප්‍රවෘත්ති නිවේදකයන් සොයාගෙන රට වටා යන ගමනේ In News First quest in search of newscaster from across the island, I was fortunate to be selected from Anuradhapura. I am very happy for the Commonwealth Rally to arrive in Nuwara district in its journey across the island ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting.
කින්ගේ සමුළුව ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට ලැබීම පිළිබඳවත් අපි සියලු දෙනා තුළ ඇති ආඩම්බරයක්. මේ රන්දීපයේ පිපුණු මල් වාගේ
Residents from Talawakale, Lindula, Hatton and many other surrounding areas added their wishes to the Commonwealth Rally en route to Avisawella. The rally then arrived in Ginigathena amidst public cheer, and a special ceremony was organized to welcome the rally to Ginigathena by the local police and the Ambagama Pradesh Sabha. Subsequent to arriving at the Yatiyantara town, a special religious observance took place at the Sri Vinayaka Kovil to invoke blessings on the rally. The Commonwealth Rally arrived at the historical Sitavaka Kingdom today. A musical show also took place this evening. The rally will leave for Ratnapura tomorrow.
Hello, you're watching News First Primetime News at 9.
And up next is Action TV.
This written disciplinary order, issued bearing the signature of the Secretary to the Ministry of Education on the 30th of last month, is to be enforced on a teacher attached to a key boys' national school in Colombo. As per this disciplinary order, 3 punishments are to be meted out against the teacher in question. The first is a reduction of wage increments on the wage she has thus far received. The second is that this teacher is to be transferred from her current school. In addition, this teacher will also have to pay a sum of 30,000 rupees to the state. These 3 punishments are being meted out as the teacher has been found guilty on 3 charges. The charges are based on views expressed by this teacher to Action TV, which were telecast on the 27th of November 2011. Taking this into consideration, although the then Education Secretary interdicted this teacher on the 2nd of February 2012, the suspension was subsequently withdrawn on the 2nd of May the same year. The views that were expressed by this teacher to Action TV were to do with a distasteful incident that she was subject to at her school at the time and the acts of vengeance against her after she testified in an investigation conducted by the Ministry of Education regarding the school in question. Accordingly, it can be said that all this teacher did was to pour out her woes to Action TV. The right to express your views, which is enshrined in the Constitution of this nation, also covers lamenting your situation. Against this backdrop, since this teacher, a citizen, is being made to undergo 3 punishments, including paying a sum of 30,000 rupees to the state, it would appear that an establishment code bears more weight than the Supreme Constitution. This is because this teacher is being punished under the Establishment Code. The clause of this Establishment Code, which is being used to punish a selected public servant for expressing views to the media, also violates the people's right to information. As such, the punishments that have been imposed with the signature of the Education Secretary being subject to dialogue is not detrimental to the people. Nevertheless, when Action TV made inquiries today, the Education Secretary noted that although he had signed off on the disciplinary order, he accepts the need for him to study this case further.
Welcome back. Now, as we mentioned earlier, the Maldivian presidential election, which was scheduled to be held today, was called off this morning.
Well, also parties and institutions connected to the Maldivian presidential election are now accusing each other of wrongful conduct.
News First Ramesh Iruga Bandara reports.
The 2013 Maldivian presidential election that was scheduled to be held today was called off this morning by Elections Commissioner Fawad Tawfiq. Now, there were concerns yesterday as well that the election would not be held today, as two candidates, namely Yamin Abdullah of the PPM and Qasim Ibrahim of the JP, had not signed the electoral register. However, addressing a media briefing this morning, the Elections Commissioner noted that the main obstacle in conducting the polls today was the police.
We wanted to hold the election today, and our people were gathering in Darbarge, all the officials, because that's the place where we hand over the ballot boxes and the ballot papers to the officials. So we have to take these things from here to the Darbarge, and when our officials tried, the police personnel in this building stopped us taking anything from here. So we were not able to take anything from here. So we have no other option except stop the election today.
Responding to the allegations of the Elections Commissioner, the Maldives police noted that they did not assist the Elections Commission as they had not fulfilled the recommendations of the Supreme Court.
We are totally independent as an institution, but we will have to we are obliged to rely on the Supreme Court ruling, and we are following that. We have seen a 16-point guideline, and we have seen that some of the points in the guidelines have not been fulfilled by the institutions that is concerned. So we believe that we are not, as an independent institution, forcing to somebody to stop doing something. Therefore, I would say that on police behalf that we cannot just support to the Elections Commission against the ruling of the Supreme Court.
Meanwhile, convening a media briefing this afternoon, members of the Progressive Party of Maldives accused the Elections Commission of being partial.
What happened today morning was that it was not feasible to have the election anymore because they couldn't even deliver the boxes, and in the last minute they blamed the police and they made a press conference, because I believe that Election Commission has been compromised, and for them to blame police was their escape route. Otherwise they will be blamed by the MDP, and they cannot take it. We see that Election Commission is not being independent. We would further request for them to comply with the rules and regulations and the guidelines of Supreme Court, and also comply with us, work together to make this possible for elections in 26.
I believe they have lost their credibility in front of the public, and they should step aside. However, if they comply with the Supreme Court rulings and ensure that this election is credible, free and fair and transparent, PPM will continue to work with them in order for the best interest of this country and for its people.
It is not yet clear what the next step of the Elections Commission would be. Many analysts believe that the case will once again go to the Supreme Court, and that the Supreme Court would provide a fresh date to conduct elections. News First, of course, will bring you the very latest on this developing story. For News First, I'm Ramesh Iruga Bandara from Malé, Maldives.